I have seen enough. Ladies and gentlemen, Linus Karlsson is the future of the Vancouver Canucks. With 2 more goals today against the Utah Mammoth in Vancouver, Karlsson brings himself up to 15 goals on the season, and he looks darn good doing it. Yeah, I don't think anybody really thought that this was going to be a breakout year for Linus Karlsson, all things considered, getting his 15th goal of the season, bringing him up to 33 points on the year. We gotta get some positive things to talk about on this day. It's a nice, sunny Saturday in Vancouver. Rogers Arena was buzzing in a hockey game against the Utah Mammoth, and Linus Karlsson is really going out there and putting on a show. Because not only did he score 2 goals in this game, but he also tried a Zegras flip. Yeah, that viral goal from Anaheim a few years ago, the Zegras to Sonny Milano lacrosse flip from behind the net out in front. Linus Karlsson tried that. That said, though, he didn't score on that play. Nobody did. Inevitably, the puck goes back to the point, and it does become a goal. But the season that Linus Karlsson is having is a pretty big indicator as to some of the youthful futures the Canucks do have. Even though you can say the fact that Linus Karlsson is technically a rookie is quite bonkers. I mean, the guy barely is a rookie. By just a few days, I think. He's 26 years old and scoring at a pretty good clip for the Vancouver Canucks in his first full NHL season. And I think a lot of that development in Abbey has really paid off, just looking at what he's been able to accomplish this year and hopefully beyond. With that said, Karlsson is what gets this started. Vancouver versus Utah, just 2 minutes and 28 seconds into the game. Karlsson with a really nice backhand right there at the hash marks beats Karel Vejmelka and gives the Canucks a 1-0 lead, whilst outshooting Utah 6-0. So there you go, the Canucks got off to a super hot start in this one. However, the Utah Mammoth then tied things up quickly. It's Kailer Yamamoto, a guy that I think a lot of Canucks fans and Pacific Division team fans all thought he'd become a little bit better than he really has been, but he ends up getting a pretty nice goal here, taking advantage of a failed dump-out attempt from the Canucks. It's Logan Cooley who tosses it towards the net, and Yamamoto, he kind of tips it through his legs by Nikita Tolopilo to tie this game up 1-1. Give it just a few minutes, and Clayton Keller ends up making it 2-1 for Utah on a really nice rush play. He gets the pass from Lawson Crouse and then just fires it by. Second period starts, and this is where Linus Karlsson ends up trying that old Zegras flip. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, and the puck gets sent back over to the point, where Vittorio Mancini is there, and he fires it towards the front of the goal. Linus Karlsson on the flyby ends up getting a stick on it, tipping it down, and by Vejmelka. It's a really nice play. That's his 15th goal of the season. And then from there, we start to see the Utah Mammoth strike back. Clayton Keller gets a tip on the power play to make it 3-2, and then Dylan Guenther. Ah yes, Dylan Guenther, a guy that a lot of Canucks fans just absolutely love to see doing well because it's a reminder of what could have been. Guenther ends up getting a really nice feed out in front. It's on the back door. Nikita Tolopilo has no chance. John Marino sets him up, and it is a 4-2 Utah lead. In the third period, though, things got a little bit interesting. 20 seconds in on the man advantage, you have Jake DeBrusk tipping in a shot from Filip Hronek. It's a really nice play, too. Hronek with a little pivot just fires it right along the ice, and DeBrusk has a stick in the right spot. His backhand gets a touch of the puck, and then it goes right by Vejmelka. That's DeBrusk's 19th goal of the year. He's been scoring power play markers like crazy, and that's no different over here, as he makes it 4-3 for the Utah Mammoth. However, 4-3 quickly becomes 5-3 because just a minute later you have Lawson Crouse, who ends up burying a snapshot from Clayton Keller. It's a play where Tolopilo is behind the net, he tries to clear it out, it doesn't get onto the stick of a Canuck. Keller steals, he finds Crouse, he fires, and that's a goal. I don't want to say it's Tolopilo's fault, but he was the last Canuck to touch the puck up before the goal was scored, so do with that information what you will. However, Marco Rossi, he did score just a little bit after. We thought it was Brock Boeser's goal, but no, it was Marco Rossi's. The puck goes back over to the point where the shot is taken by Rossi. It looks like it might have touched off a Boeser's stick, but further review says no, it was just straight in. Marco Rossi has his 10th goal of the season. It's not good for Boeser, though. He gets the point anyway because he passed it over to Hronek before the puck found itself over to Rossi. That's another point for this Rossi, Boeser, Hronek trio, and this power play with Elias Pettersson and Jake DeBrusk has been very productive as of late. They make it 5-4 here against Utah before Liam O'Brien and Clayton Keller seal the deal. Liam O'Brien with his 3rd goal of the season, and Clayton Keller getting the empty net for the hat trick, making it 7-4 in Rogers Arena. Vancouver, of course, they already clinched last place, but just seeing the fact that they're able to go out there and still produce some points, seeing these guys go out there and stat pad a little bit, Linus Karlsson, Jake DeBrusk, Brock Boeser, Marco Rossi, you want to see them go out there with more numbers than they had. You just want to see them get that confidence up, because for some of these guys, they will be on the team next year, and you want to see, hopefully, them take that mojo into next season and beyond. Not that next season is going to be particularly great. I think a lot of Canucks fans are expecting the team to still stink. But if Linus Karlsson can provide some value, I mean, the guy's 26 years old. You can talk about him as a trade chip, if not a future piece for the team. He's a year younger than Elias Pettersson, might I remind you. So it's not like Linus Karlsson is super young, but still, he had spent so much time developing in San Jose and inevitably Abbotsford that just seeing him finally get those goals to go in, it's a pretty good sign for what could be either trade value-wise or otherwise for the Vancouver Canucks. So with all that said, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this bright, early, 4 p.m. start time Vancouver home game? For whatever reason, the game started super early here. Must have been for the holidays, I guess. But it's a nice Saturday. I'm going to go out for a run. After watching some hockey with Montreal and Vancouver and New Jersey and Utah, I feel like I kind of deserve the time outside. So with all that said, thoughts in the comments section about the Canucks and the Utah Mammoth. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.